weather advisory has been issued for Metro Atlanta, what the forecast shows, and could it affect Georgia State?
Georgia State's College of Business suffers a loss. We'll tell you more later on.
Once again, Georgia State tops the list of sugar baby schools. We have details and student reactions to the trend. Good evening, I'm Jayla Bell.
And I'm Yasmin Alston.
Another round of winter storm is expected to hit Atlanta this week. Weather models show that snow, freezing rain, and ice will blanket the area and could create a similar situation we saw a few weeks ago when winter weather shut down Atlanta. In light of the response to January's storm, Governor Nathan Deal created a severe storm task force, which includes many weather experts, including WSB meteorologist Glenn Burns. Burns tweeted Sunday that he anticipates schools to be closed much of this week due to the storm. Stay with Panther Report online and through our social media sites for any weather updates or closing information.
Female students becoming sugar babies is not a new concept, but one that seems to be becoming more popular. Georgia State is no stranger to the trend and still holds a spot in the top 20 sugar baby schools.
Funny enough, I talked about this with my mother. My mother's all for it. She thinks that a woman has to do what a woman has to do to get her education, and if it comes to this, then so be it. Personally, I don't believe in exploiting people. Now, if it's an agreement, if you're both very conscious that this is what's happening, then go for it. I don't think anybody's being hurt necessarily, just as long as everybody's conscious of what, is being done. If it's that way, then saying that they are, but you're selling yourself essentially for something that you want in return.
According to LA Weekly, Georgia State currently ranks 4th out of 20 schools in terms of the number of sugar babies.
Pharmacy chain CVS announced late last week that it will stop selling tobacco products in an effort to discourage Americans from smoking. CVS earned approximately $1.5 billion in revenue from tobacco sales last year. Georgia State implemented a smoking ban last spring also to curb the activity. University officials say that there is no way to enforce the ban since smoking tobacco is not illegal. Next week, GSTV News will be speaking with Dr. Michael Erickson from Georgia State School of Public Health about his research on tobacco and addiction.
Over 100 student groups were represented in last week's organization fair held in the Student Center. Students who attended were able to pick up membership information and door prizes. The organization fair happens once a semester. The next fair will be held in the fall. For students interested in broadcast journalism or film and video, visit our website and click the Contact tab for volunteer information.
Graduation is near for the class of 2014 at Georgia State. Our reporter Akeem Balaam has more on what seniors are doing to prepare before the big day.
For the graduating senior class of 2014 here at Georgia State University, the start of their final semester here is a time to look back on what they've accomplished during their period in college and what to look forward to as they prepare to graduate. I've had the opportunity to speak with a couple of seniors today to see their progress as they prepare to graduate. Among many of what seniors will bring with them as they graduate include numerous accomplishments, accolades, memories, good and bad, and plenty of lifetime personal friendships and professional relationships that may come in handy down the road. What are you most looking forward to as you prepare to graduate?
I couldn't be more excited to get out of here and out into the real world.
I'm starting my own makeup line, so being able to have more time to deal with that.
Definitely med school, so I've been waiting to go through that for 4 years.
Excited, I guess. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do, though, so yeah.
As the class of 2014 prepares to say their final goodbyes to GSU, they are facing an increasingly optimistic job market. According to the National Association of Colleges and Employers, hiring of 2014 graduates is expected to increase by nearly 8%. Are you optimistic about the job market for seniors?
I don't know if I'll necessarily go into something for my major, but I think as long as I have a college degree, it'll put me ahead of a lot of people.
Not necessarily for the job market if I were to use my major. However, I started my own small business, so I think the job market's going to be a little different for me.
Well, it's not really a problem for me for 4 more years because I have to go to medical school, and there's always going to be doctors. And with a lot of the Obamacare stuff, I don't know, there might be more room when I get out.
I'm looking to go into teaching, so I feel like that's never really bad or as bad as some other things get. So I'm pretty optimistic for myself.
The date that every graduating senior has marked on their calendars is May 10th, 2014. That's the day commencement takes place from the Georgia Dome. Akeem Balaam, GSTV News.
Sad news to report tonight. J. Mac Robinson, the namesake of Georgia State's Robinson College of Business, passed away last Friday. Robinson died last Friday after complications from Alzheimer's. He was 90 years old.
February is Black History Month, but what you might not know is that in 1926 it began as an annual celebration as Black History Week. The celebration of Black history was initiated by Dr. Carter Woodson, who set out to create awareness of the contributions of Black people throughout history. Next week, Panther Report will bring you a feature story on what Black History Month means to Georgia State.
Coming up on Panther Report, we'll hear from students about their most memorable Valentine's Day, and we have an exclusive interview with Honors College Dean Larry Berman. Stay with us.
What if I told you that even the worst neighborhood in America could be made completely safe? How do I know this? Because it's happening right now in every country in the world but this one. It is great to see American machines helping to promote peace abroad. So then tell me, why can't we use these machines here at home? Why is America so robophobic?
We need to give Americans a product they can love, a figure they can rally behind.
We can't put a machine on the street.
Forget machines. They want a product with a conscience, something that knows what it feels like to be human. I'll give you mom a kiss.
Hi, baby.
Too slow, boy. We're gonna put a man inside a machine.
Time to wake him up.
Make him more tactical. Let's go with black.
Quality Control, EM 208 versus Tin Man.
Wow. We are going to make a lot of money.
He's coming.
Gonna play good cop, bad cop? Bad cop, RoboCop.
He's undoing what we did to him.
Shut it down! Thank you for your cooperation.
Valentine's Day is this Friday, and whether you're looking forward to the lovers' holiday or not, many of you have interesting stories from past Februaries. Reporter Marquise Jackson asked students to share experiences from their past memorable Valentine's Day.
As most of you know, Friday is February 14th, which means Valentine's Day is upon us. So for some of us, it will be a very awesome and exciting day, and then for some, it will be kind of quiet. So we took a moment to talk to some of our students on campus to see what were their most memorable moments for Valentine's Day.
One of my most memorable Valentine's Day was a day that I celebrated with my wife. I took her out to dinner and gave her a wonderful group of flowers, a bouquet of flowers, some chocolate candy, and a kiss of love and excitement.
Well, my ex-boyfriend, I played high school basketball, and I wasn't really expecting to do anything. It kind of sucked. We had a basketball game, and it was like a 2-hour away game, and he came and surprised me with a bunch of flowers and chocolate and a sign. Was cheering for me really loud, so that was really nice. But too bad he wasn't my current boyfriend.
My best friend took my girlfriend out for dinner, like they were just going out, and I went and bought a giant bear, and my best friend told me where they were going out to, so I just came in and surprised them with the bear and whatnot. But on my way home, my phone died, so I was lost. Yeah, took me some time to get back to the dorms.
Reporting for GSTV News, I'm Marquise Jackson.
In addition to Valentine's Day, February is also American Heart Month. According to the CDC, someone in this country suffers a heart attack every 34 seconds and heart disease is the leading cause of death among women. Throughout the month, members of GSTV News and GSTV Sports will be wearing these Go Red for Women pins to help spread heart health awareness. Visit our website to see where you can get free blood pressure checks this month and how you can reduce your risk of heart conditions.
Renowned animal expert and television personality Jack Hanna will be accompanied by live animals in the Student Center Ballroom on February 12th as a part of the Distinguished Speaker Series. We'll sit down with Hanna later this week and talk about his passion for animals. Follow Panther Report updates online and our social media accounts for more information about our interview with Jack Hanna.
Pham Xuan An was once a distinguished time reporter during the Vietnam War, who was trusted by many, especially Americans. But what no one knew at the time was that An lived a double life as a Vietnamese spy. Georgia State's founding Honors College dean, Dr. Larry Berman, knows An firsthand and wrote the #1 selling book in Vietnam about An's life.
The inspiration for this book came after I met Pham Xuan An in the year 2000 in Vietnam. But many people had wanted to write his life story, and they'd always said no. He did, after many years of me prodding him and urging him to write a story. He allowed me to write it so long as I followed certain guidelines. And I'm going to talk about that tonight. You know, he's one of the great talkers of modern time, but he's also a master of human intelligence and a person who had spent 40 years of his life presenting himself as someone who he wasn't, and basically deceiving those closest to him. So one could never really tell, whether or not he was telling the truth or not. So I had to have other sources as well. So I worked through the Library of Congress, through various archives, interviewed people, and the like. But in the end, he told me the story he wanted to tell, but as I say in the book, he took many of his secrets with him. But significantly, the book has been, very successful because of so many of the revelations about how he operated.
Berman said he hopes to see the story made into a film someday. The rights to the story had been bought at one point by a production company. Berman will be leaving this Wednesday on a week-long trip to Vietnam for his book and to recruit students to Georgia State.
Coming up next in sports, Georgia State football coach Trent Miles sits down with Neha Ali.
Last Wednesday, universities all over the nation recruited the best for their teams. We got an insider from head coach Trent Miles on his recruiting decisions and the GSU newcomers to join football in the fall.
All right, Coach, so you have 17 new incoming freshmen. Can you tell me what you're most excited about?
Well, we're just most excited about the start of a new season. I mean, every year you start fresh, and everybody's record at the beginning is 0-0. So we've added some very good pieces to this new puzzle, and we're excited to get some of the guys that we've had transfer in from junior college to help us during the spring and get those guys caught up in the learning process of the new plays and the new system and everything. And then, of course, the summertime, once we get some of those high school guys here and some of the junior college guys that'll be coming in the summer as well, we're excited about getting those, guys implemented into our system.
So what are you going to do as far as building maturity and chemistry with the team, since you have a lot of new incoming freshmen?
Well, I mean, these guys are around each other a lot, whether it's in class or in the weight room or just kind of working out. So, naturally, just the nature of the sport, the guys being around each other so much, they'll bond and kind of form, their own chemistry within the groups, within offense and defense, within the team dynamic. Guys have already done things together. For example, they all watched the Super Bowl together in our facility. So, you know, there's certain things that they've already done on their own to kind of bond as a unit, and it's a good thing to see for us as coaches that, you know, the guys are kind of coming together and excited about this new season.
Tell me a little bit about the size of your team. Do you feel like it's much bigger than last year?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you know, guys are really working hard. I mean, we really prided ourselves in recruiting, you know, a certain caliber athlete, you know, so we're getting guys bigger, faster, stronger, just coming from high school, and then just the guys being in our program, you know, another year is kind of helping them grow as well. So I think it's definitely benefited us, you know, with the time that the guys have been around.
Okay, and what decisions, what did it come down to when you decided on the 2 new quarterbacks that you guys have?
Well, really, it was a unique opportunity to get both of the kids that, you know, the guys that we got to come in, you know, one being a junior college guy, one being a high school. Obviously, there was some direct interest, you know, with our staff and the players, and then, you know, them with Luke Hewart, the quarterback coach. I think they've both kind of formed a relationship and a bond with him, and you know, I think they wanted to, you know, expand on that. They trust him as a coach. They trust Coach Jags as a coordinator. They trust Coach Miles as a head coach, and I think all those things kind of play as a factor into guys when they make a decision. And then you know, so when they get here, you know, Nick is here now. He'll be competing in the spring with the other guys that we have on the roster, with Ronnie and Clay and Ben, and then when Amir gets here, you know, he'll be competing in the summer, and then, you know, at that point, it's the best man, you know, wins the job. So we're excited about all the guys that we have at that position right now.
All right, Coach, thank you for your time.
All right, thank you.
In addition to football, head coach Brett Cerency signed 6 newbies to the GSU men's soccer team. All 6 of them are Georgia natives and will begin fall 2014. The cold weather has not stopped Coach Greg Frady and the GSU baseball team from starting practice early. Frady has been preparing his team by putting them in real game situations. He told GSU Sports Communications, "Nothing can mirror the speed of the game like playing the game." The Panthers begin a 3-game series this Friday against Illinois at the GSU baseball complex. Men's basketball returns to the sports arena this Thursday to face Texas State in hopes to capture their 15th win of the season. GSU beat University of Arkansas at Little Rock 68-57 on the road. The men are 10-0 in the conference, remaining at number 1. The Lady Panthers could use a little bit of the men's luck. Saturday night's matchup against Arkansas State resulted in an 80-75 victory for the Red Wolves team, who are number 1 in the conference. GSU, now 3rd in the conference with a 6-4 record, fell in foul trouble mid-game and were forced to take out players such as Brittany Logan and Kendra Long. They will face Texas State this Wednesday at the GSU Sports Arena. In Saturday's game against Arkansas State, Brittany Logan led her team with 10 rebounds. As a 6'4 center, Logan has played a crucial role for the women's basketball team. This week's Athlete of the Week highlights her accomplishments at GSU.
How's your first year been here at Georgia State?
It's been good. It's been good. Just having to work on time management. It's a lot different because I did a lot of stuff online. So basically just time management, and it's kind of crazy because I'm from Atlanta, but I don't know Atlanta. And so when I'm down here, I'm like, okay, where is this? And what is this hall? So it's been kind of confusing, but I'm learning. I'm actually learning downtown, not these one-way streets. It's been cool.
Okay. Has the competition really been a lot tougher from the JUCO standpoint to the D1 standpoint?
No, not at all. JUCO was a lot more aggressive. We could do a lot more. We could be a lot more physical. Here with the NCAA, they just changed the rules. You can't really have any touch fouls. You can't really be so aggressive, and that's what I'm just trying to get used to.
Okay. And do you see basketball as a career choice in your future?
Yes, I do. I would like to play overseas. I want to get that experience. If I can make it to the WNBA, so be it. But I mean, I do want to go overseas and play a little bit longer. I still got a couple years underneath my belt, so I'm going to try. And I definitely think it would be a career choice.
All right. I'm going to give you a scenario. You're about to play a 2-on-2 pickup game.
Okay.
Who would you pick? Any ball player, whether male or female, who would be your partner and why?
I guess I would have to choose. This is a tough one. Probably go with Dr. J. Definitely, I'll take Dr. J. That sky hook, can't beat it. I take Dr. J all day till 2.
One of the first people to go back in time and pick somebody. Usually everyone picks LeBron or Kobe.
No, you got to start at the beginning. You got to know your history. But it was going to be Dr. J or Wilt Chamberlain, so I'm like, I go Dr. J. He's dunking at 70. I can do Dr. J. Well, how is it? Like 60, 65? It's up there, yeah. He was dunking, so I take Dr. J.
Tune in again next week to see who will appear on Athlete of the Week. This has been your GSTV Sports Update. I'm Neha Ali.
Thank you for watching this edition of Panther Report. Please visit us online for stories not featured in tonight's broadcast and any updates or closings related to the winter weather.
Stay connected to news as it breaks by following us on Twitter and now Instagram at Panther_Report and like Panther Report on Facebook.
We leave you tonight with the music of the Beatles, who 50 years ago this week arrived in America for the first time, starting the British invasion. I'm Jayla Bell.
And I'm Yasmina Alston. Have a good evening.